proportion between islands 2, which was the fiddle project,
Yeah.
and which was the project that was comparing and contrasting the fiddle styles of 3 groups, Orkney, Shetland, and the Hebrides.
Yeah.
Can you tell me a wee bit about your experience of doing that, and if you felt that you learned anything from it, or was there any surprises? Did the project hold any surprises for you?
Hands down, Alex, I would say that was my most favourite project to date that I've ever done. I learned so much from it. I made really good friends out of it, and I cannot wait to see and play with them again. It's been a funny old year and a half, hasn't it, for us all, but a year. You know, there are stark differences between the 3 islands and the styles of fiddle playing, and I hadn't really appreciated that before. You know, for example, like when I met Maggie Adamson in Shetland, you know, her bowing technique is unreal. You know, traditionally, I learned that Shetland players played so much for dancing that they were really rhythmic in the way they played, and their bowing technique, you know, I'm told that's one of the reasons it's why it's so spot on. Fiddle players here, we just kind of competed with melodeons and took on from, a lot of my inspiration came from bagpipe music. So, you know, my fingering and grace notes even kind of, you can hear that, I think, in the way I play. And I didn't really notice or appreciate that either to this project. It was my own style, and where my inspirations came from, not just from fiddle players that I've listened to, like, you know, Alistair White's been a great inspiration for me, but even his own playing is quite influenced by bagpipe music. So not only did I learn a lot about the different styles between Shetland and Orkney, but I learned a lot about my own, where my inspirations have come from. And then the latest project that we did in lockdown last year, and getting to work alongside everybody was, it was a treat. Saltfish 40, I grew up listening to Saltfish 40. In fact, one time I travelled as a kid all the way to Edinburgh because Douglas was doing a 1-hour workshop. And I was like, I have to go. My dad took me all the way down just for that 1 hour of tuition. Tuition wasn't, you know, we didn't have it here at that point. So we travelled around a lot to get workshops and things like that when I was younger. So to get to play with them on a track was a real treat for me. Yeah, it was really inspiring.
Although lockdown prevented the live work, I think collaborations, working across islands and across projects, in a strange way, it was a good thing. I mean, you wouldn't have written a tune with Saltfish 40. You would have played a gig with them, but you wouldn't have written a tune with them. So
yeah,
I think in that sense.
Yeah, absolutely. When it comes to doing a gig, I mean, how long did we work on the Between Islands 2 project, Alex? Maybe a year. We had on and off of just keeping in touch and learning things. But when it came to doing the gig, you know, it was really 3 intense days of putting together a gig, and learning each other's tunes. And, you know, the thought of composing tunes together and creating a set, you don't always have the time to do it. You're kind of concentrating more on, you know, the tunes that you've got to learn for a gig. Whereas a collaborative thing online like that, you kind of just felt a bit more relaxed. Like, oh, you know what? We're not doing anything else. We could totally just write a tune together and put a set together of new compositions. I learned a lot about home recording as well. Brian from Saltfish, he helped me out a good bit with that. In fact, he recommended that I played and recorded in my wardrobe, which makes so much sense because the sound is so condensed in there. You know, but even technical stuff like that, I learned a lot about in a short space of time, which was really valuable.